Good afternoon and welcome to Old Trafford. You're listening to Rovers.co.uk, Rovers World Match Live, bringing you all the action from Old Trafford this afternoon. Apologies for the slightly late start, a few technical problems here, and then we've had a delay coming on air. The teams are out now at Old Trafford. Rovers gone for a bit of a shock in the lineup. I'll run down the two teams for you, starting with Manchester United. They will line up with in goal number 19 Edwin van der Sar, 5 Rio Ferdinand, 7 Cristiano Ronaldo, 10 Ruud van Nistelrooy, 13 Ji-sung Park, 14 Alan Smith, 18 Paul Scholes the captain, 22 John O'Shea, 23 Kieran Richardson, 24 Darren Fletcher, 27 Mikael Silvestre. Subs for Manchester United: number 1 Tim Howard, 8 Wayne Rooney, 11 Ryan Giggs, 17 Liam Miller, 26 Phil Bardsley. Rovers will line up just one change from the side that beat Huddersfield 3-1 on Wednesday night, and that is Morten Pedersen coming into the starting 11 for Brett Emerson, and that does mean that Rovers look as though they'll go with 2 up front, Paul Dickoff and Craig Bellamy. Rovers in full will line up with in goal number 1 Brad Friedel, 2 Lucas Neal, 3 Zurab Kizanishvili, 6 Ryan Nelson the captain, 8 Robbie Savage, 10 Paul Dickoff, 11 Craig Bellamy, 12 Morten Gamps Pedersen, 16 Tugai, 29 David Bentley, 33 Michael Gray. On the bench for Rovers: Peter Enkelman, Brett Emerton, Shiv Kikuchi, Stephen Reid and Aaron McQuainer.
Well, the surprises there may be for Rovers fans listening across the world on Rovers World and Rovers.co.uk. No return for Andy Todd this afternoon, but that's not a selection problem. Andy Todd has picked up a viral infection which should see him fit for the visit of West Brom next week at Ewood Park. So Andy Todd misses his 4th game on the row for Rovers, 3 after his red card offence, which was a 3-match ban following a game earlier in the season, and then viral infection that's kept him out of the match this afternoon. But as you mentioned, the big surprise is that Rovers go for a 4-4-2 lineup with Paul Dickoff and Craig Bellamy. Surprised with that one, Neil, this afternoon?
It's a big shock. You would have put money on Rovers maybe bringing back at least Aaron McQuainer into the centre midfield to try and tighten things up, but I think Mark Hughes, maybe because Manchester United have a European game on Tuesday night, was probably thinking the home side might go with a slightly weakened side. To some extent they have done, because Rooney's not playing, so Rovers have gone for it, and it's refreshing and very nice to see.
So Rovers will line up in this match at Old Trafford, where they have such a poor record, and hopefully hoping to get something out of the game today, and certainly going all out to get that. Interestingly, the Carling Cup draw was made at lunchtime today, and for those of you who've missed it, Rovers will have another home tie against Leeds United, and that's a great tie for Rovers, a match that's certainly winnable, and a big crowd at Ewood guaranteed in the middle of October.
We're underway at Old Trafford, 3rd top against 3rd bottom. Manchester United currently trailing Chelsea and Charlton in the early stage of the season. Rovers have just Everton and Sunderland below them. Pedersen with his first touches, tackled by O'Shea on the far side. Rovers will kick from left to right as we look towards the small corner where their fans are situated. Our fans are situated. There's probably 1,000 or so here. Tugai was one man surprised to play. I would have thought that his place, more than anybody else's, was under pressure, with Aaron McQuainer chomping at the bit to get back in the Rovers side. Savage picks up for Rovers, finds Bentley, who chips it over the top, appeals that he was fouled, and the free kick is given by the referee, who this afternoon is Phil Dowd. He's a referee with a reputation for giving cards out. In fact, these two sides will know more than most about that. In April last year, he managed to send off both Paul Scholes and Gary Neville in Manchester United's defeat at Everton, and in Rovers' final home game of last season against Fulham, of course, he sent off Craig Short and the Fulham defender, young Liam Rossigna.
And whilst we're talking about the officials, one of the referee's assistants will be well known, certainly to Tottenham supporters. He's the assistant who failed to spot the Spurs goal.
Rovers trying to get forward here. Lucas Neal appeals that he was fouled by Park. The South Korean international plays for Manchester United. Has got in behind the defender anyway. Rovers started brightly in this match. Bentley and Savage go forward. Rovers win another throw. It is very, very ambitious going this way. I know beforehand this match, Alex Ferguson had been complaining that sides had come to Old Trafford and defended with very many men behind the ball, effectively 10 men behind the ball. Rovers haven't done that. Given that we got a 0-0 here last season, is that even more of a surprise?
I think Mark Hughes is thinking that there's a possibility that we can get something out of this game, and certainly the attacking from Rovers is showing that they're not afraid of going forward against this United side. Certainly no intimidation here at Old Trafford, is there?
It would have been a nice little fillip as well, not seeing Wayne Rooney in the starting 11. He's not a bad player.
He's also going to miss the match.
Even more of a surprise that obviously he can't play in Europe. He's got a 2-game ban for his
indiscretion.
Yes, probably the best way of putting it. Villarreal in their first Champions League game, sent off, I think it was, is it Kim Milton-Nielsen, the referee, the Danish referee. United come forward, the first attack they've had, it's Van Nistelrooy, 4 goals, 5 Premiership matches this season, tries a shot from distance, it kind of creeped all the way across the face of goal rather than really was fizzed across. But Brad Friedel watched it all the way and it's behind, and it would be a Rovers goal kick.
Well, they're frightening there because Brad Friedel seemed to go down very early, and the ball fizzed by the left-hand side of Brad Friedel's uprights, but goalkeeper had it well covered there. Wayne Rooney lucky, I'm led to believe lucky to escape a 3-match ban following the comments he made to the referee when he'd been given his red card. I think the world of football is a little surprised that maybe he wasn't punished a little bit more harshly.
He's had an interesting start to the season, hasn't he? He's scored goals at club level, but he's also had a similar kind of indiscretion in the international between England and Northern Ireland, where he's a lucky man not to get sent off, wasn't he?
Well, certainly if he'd have been a Rovers player with an incident like that, he would have certainly received his marching orders. Petulance from the young man that maybe needs calming down. I thought David Beckham in that international behaved supremely well in trying to walk over and talk to Rooney, and I'm led to believe that even Beckham was on the lashing end of Rooney's tongue.
What about this record we have here at Old Trafford? There's not a great deal going on. Pedersen will flick it forward for Rovers. Dickoff battling away. Bit of a stalemate, Rovers, for the first 2 minutes were bright. United since then. Kieran Richardson, of course, was playing for West Bromwich Albion last season, on loan for the second half of the season anyway, and Rovers fans will remember he scored a wonderful free kick against us.
Score a free kick, didn't he? Wonderful, wonderful free kick.
And since, of course, after that, he was called up to the England squad. Smith comes forward. It's a good tackle from Paul Dickoff, who has done a job there coming back and helping defensively, something I think both strikers will have to do. Bentley tries to spread it forward. It hits Kieran Richardson. It's out for a Rovers throw. I was going to say this record Rovers have at Old Trafford. 43 years since we last won here. That's to change soon, doesn't it?
That's to change soon. Just interesting, you were talking about Paul Dickoff defending there. Did joke to the manager in the tunnel just a few minutes ago that Paul Dickoff was going to play a holding role behind the midfield 4, slotting in just in front of the back 4. Don't think that's the case.
I think already he's got a little bit of an injury. Rovers, Bellamy trying to latch onto a little bit of indecision there from Rio Ferdinand. Couldn't do it. United will clear forward again. Richardson, who's playing out of position, it has to be said, at left full-back. Certainly not his more natural role. He's more naturally a midfielder, a very attack-minded midfielder. Maybe that's one area Rovers can look to exploit. Dickoff, who looks as though he's recovered from that knock. Bentley tries to nutmeg Darren Fletcher. Again, it's out for a Rovers throw near side. And Mark Hughes will be very happy with what he's seen opening 5 minutes. Just half a threat from Ruud van Nistelrooy, which didn't really amass much. Savage plays it forward. That doesn't amass much either, and it's through with United's new goalkeeper this season, Edwin van der Sar, of course. Joined from Fulham in the summer. Been there for 4 years since joining them from Juventus. He's 34 years old now, but a Dutch international, 99 caps incidentally. He's a very, very good goalkeeper, and I know that people have been very pleased with the way he's settled in at Old Trafford. Van Nistelrooy just helped over the byline there by Zurab Kizanishvili. Scored his first Rovers goal in midweek and was absolutely delighted with it as well. He'll be pleased to be playing this afternoon. There's probably a little worry in the back of his mind that if Andy Todd was fit, he might be the one to make way, but the virus has helped Kizanishvili in his cause, and he plays for the 4th straight game alongside Ryan Nelson. Good challenge by Nelson coming out of defence there. Smith will chip the ball forward to the edge of the box and towards Van Nistelrooy. Park gets a touch. Bentley for Rovers should clear. He's under pressure from 2-3 red shirts. He tries to go past Richardson, goes to ground, no free kick given, and this will allow United to come forward. Park towards the edge of the box, towards Van Nistelrooy. That's a much better challenge from Ryan Nelson, the Rovers captain. Sharply in there And Rovers might fancy a break now. Again, the pace of Bellamy, the object. It goes forward, and immediately the Rovers crowd are on the feet. Pedersen's made a good run through the middle. He plays it forward. Pedersen's onside. Dick off his back post if he can find him. Across the face, and it's through the striker's legs from a couple of yards. That should have been the opening goal of the game.
Well, I think there the only mistake was Morten Gamst Pedersen pinged that one in with such force. He just needed a delicate touch. I almost wonder whether Pedersen was trying to go for the deflection there, because he fired it in with such pace. It needed a delicate touch, and Rovers ripped open the Manchester United defence.
Wonderful move. Bellamy and Pedersen involved, but all it needed was a touch from Paul Dickoff. You just wonder how he's not got anything on that ball. A knee, a shin, anything in that would have gone in.
It was, well, did it need a slightly more delicate touch from Morten Pedersen?
Should have scored though, Rovers. Should be a goal up at Old Trafford inside 8 minutes. A wonderful opportunity. I hope that Rovers aren't made to pay at the other end. United will try and do that immediately through Richardson. He goes left-hand side of Bentley, skipped past him a little bit too easily. The cross will come in. It's a really poor one from the young England international. It's behind. It will be a Rovers goal kick.
And how fickle the crowd are. One moment they cheer Kieran Richardson for pulling the ball away from Lucas Neal and Robbie Savage, and then he delivers his cross and they cheer. From cheers to jeers. That was a marvellous Rovers chance, and Craig Bellamy's very, very quick. He waited and waited until Morten Gamst Pedersen had put himself in a position to break, and they played the offside trap beautifully, didn't they?
It's one of those, it looked suspiciously offside, but we weren't going to complain at the time. It was noticeable. I mean, as soon as the ball was played forward to Craig Bellamy, he was up against Rio Ferdinand, who himself is very, very quick, but the Rovers fans just almost to a man got to their feet, and there was like a little roar of expectation. I think, you know, Wednesday night, those 2 goals showed everyone what a class act Craig Bellamy is. And he's still got room for improvement. He'll get better the more games he plays. Scholes lays it off to Richardson left-hand side. Keen to get forward from full-back. 1-2. Scholes again goes left. Hasn't been tracked by Bentley. Left-hand side. He pulls it back onto his right foot. Takes an extra touch. Bentley tries to close him down. A low cross. Savage is at the near post for Rovers. He hooks it away over his head. Only as far as Kieran Richardson. Backing out to Paul Scholes. Left-hand corner of the penalty area. Faced by Neely. Tries to go in field. Takes the touch off Bentley. Richardson will let that one go behind the first corner of the afternoon. It goes to Manchester United. Well, Rovers, you do wonder defensively how they will cope. It's an attacking looking midfield. David Bentley, 2 guy, Morten Pedersen. Not too many tackles in there. It's certainly come here to play this afternoon, Rovers. The corners comes in from Scholes. The head goes up from Alan Smith. It's behind for a Rovers goal kick.
Brad Friedel screams at his defence there, because Alan Smith had hung back, had stayed right at the edge of the penalty box and met that ball, but didn't meet it cleanly, and Rovers benefit from a goal kick. But really, you look back at that chance that Rovers had just a few minutes ago, and you wonder whether that was the one that could have ended a 43-year drought,
or the one you're going to get in the match. Might not be too many at Old Trafford. Must be frustrating for Mark Hughes, having seen his side carve out such a golden opportunity, especially after the night when we thought we'd cured the goals problem. O'Shea clears away from Pedersen. Good chest down by Ronaldo, and he flicks it in field. Nonchalantly, wasn't really looking where he was going, and hence he's given the ball away. 2 guy chips over the top. Bellamy will try and get there for Rovers. Left-hand side of the area, strikes it on the half volley, really. It's a wonderful attempt. Unfortunately for him, it was straight at Van der Sar. That was a measure of his confidence, though.
Well, the interesting thing is Rovers are actually opening up Manchester United, and that was a lovely, delicate ball from 2 guys. The sort of thing that we've missed in recent matches, the ability for midfielders to be able to put his foot on the ball and just be able to deliver a well-crafted cross or a well-crafted ball, and that was a wonderful ball from 2 guy there. And Craig Bellamy's putting himself in positions, isn't he? This is what we need.
Totally different dimension when you look at the Rovers side with him in it. And when he's not, his pace for one thing is just phenomenal. Rovers through Ronaldo, United through Ronaldo left-hand side, whipping a low free kick. Park on the edge of the area, cleared upfield by Kizanishvili for Rovers. Bellamy again will give chase, and he looks as though he's got the measure of Rio Ferdinand when it comes to a straight chase, and there's not too many people will be able to say that. Van der Sar kicks long upfield. Van Nistelrooy has just stood offside, but play goes on. Smith will pick up and try a shot from distance. A wonderful attempt. Friedel saves. Ronaldo still inside the area, trying to get to the byline across the face of goal. Brad Friedel, though, cuts it out. Well, first of all, a wonderful save, and then great awareness at the second time of asking to stop Ronaldo's cross.
That was a wonderful save from Brad Friedel. What the big American goalkeeper is paid to do and what he does so well.
Pedersen finds Bellamy left-hand side. What's his cross like now? Whips across the face. It takes a deflection. Rovers appeal for the corner. I think Van der Sar has just about kept that one in at his near post. But look how spread the game is already. Across about 70 yards of the pitch there. United's turn to come forward. End-to-end stuff. 12.5 minutes gone. It's still 0-0. Ronaldo left-footed into the area. Scores for United. That was their best chance, and maybe he should now have given them the lead.
Well, that was a wonderful move. It went from one end of the park to the other. Rovers attacking, and then suddenly the ball's bowled out to Alan Smith, who drifted a ball out to Ronaldo, and the cross came in, and quite honestly you'd have put your money on Paul Scholes opening the account. He powered the ball to the right-hand side, the left-hand side of Brad Friedel's post, and it is end-to-end stuff.
He's got a bit of a hoodoo over us as Paul Scholes. Scored 9 times against Rovers, 6 in the Premiership. He's one of those players running from midfield. He's so difficult to mark. Of course, a former England international. Also interesting for him before the game that he came out and said this is a game Manchester United had to win because of the way Chelsea have started the season. He had a great chance to give his side the lead there and set them on the way to that victory. Thankfully for Rovers, it was maybe about a foot or so wide, but it's a warning sign. Anyway, both defences will probably be a little bit nervous at the moment because both sides have shown good attacking intent and created opportunities.
I'd see a little bit more from Morten Gamst Pedersen, though.
Quick free kick taken. Paul Dickoff just half a yard offside. That was very, very close. The right idea from Rovers. We're certainly not hanging around playing for a point in this game. Taking everyone aback as Mark Hughes.
Interesting there, you say he was half a yard offside, but the referee's assistant here, I think maybe would like to just look back at that one.
Nobody's infallible, especially,
It was close.
It was very close indeed.
I mentioned Rovers before not having won at Old Trafford for 43 years. It'll be a shock if they do. It'll also break a run that's the longest current run in the Premiership without an away win. It's 8 matches. The last time Rovers won away from home, it was back in March when they won by a single goal to 0 at Everton. They've got defending to do here now. Again, a little bit of indecision. Finally cleared by Kizanishvili out for a United corner. Ronaldo will take from the left-hand side. A deep one into the middle. Smith arrives with a header. It's just over Brad Friedel's crossbar.
Now, whose job is it to mark Alan Smith? That's the second corner in succession that Alan Smith has cleanly met the ball, and this time he was just over the top of the goal. It's getting closer. I certainly wouldn't be allowing him a third chance.
Bellamy right-hand side of the area tries an early attempt towards Van der Sar's goal. I think he saw the goalkeeper backtracking there and went for a looped attempt. In the end, though, the contact wasn't great and it was more hooked towards goal.
No power there, was there?
Kieran Richardson and Paul Dickoff are just having words at the moment, still having words. Maybe a little late challenge from the United youngster. Might be very, very interesting the next time one of those two has the ball. Ronaldo on halfway as Paul Dickoff in front of him. Smith lays it off towards Scholes. Good strong tackle by Tugai, who claims he got the ball. I think he did, because it actually went forward to Craig Bellamy. But the way he slid in, though, looked a little bit dangerous. The free kick has gone United's way. Mark Hughes not impressed at all.
No, neither would I be as well. Tugai winning a ball in a challenge like that.
He's still having words, and Rovers more defending to do. Michael Gray making his first Premiership appearance for Rovers since the 23rd of October last year against Chelsea away. Been a long time. Many maybe thought we'd never see him in a Rovers shirt again. He's put the ball behind for another United corner, and yet again the danger man is Smith. And
Morten Gamst Pedersen.
Yes, I was about to say, have a look and see who's marking him. It's Morten Pedersen. Smith makes a run. It goes in towards Ronaldo. He heads across the face of goal. Van Nistelrooy with the back post. Any touch would have given United the opening goal. Thankfully, yet again, he's made no contact.
Well, Rovers are leading a charmed life at the moment. That's 3 corners and 3 very good attempts on goal for Manchester United.
The marking has been all over the place, hasn't it?
Well, there, Morten Gamst Pedersen decided to track Alan Smith, and the big danger man was left with a relatively free header. Off target, thank goodness for Rovers.
For a tricky young character, Ronaldo is surprisingly good in the air, isn't he? Header won by Smith, another one who's had success against Rovers from the set pieces early on. Richardson under pressure from Dickoff. Paul Dickoff, as I thought he might do, just lets him know that he's around there. Wasn't a foul, just a little bit of contact. Ferdinand under pressure from Paul Dickoff, spreads it back out to the left-hand side. And Kieran Richardson. Park lays it back to the man who was on loan at West Brom last year. Of course, the England international scored 2 goals on his England debut, Kieran Richardson. It's the USA in May. It's up to a very fine second half of the season for him. Ronaldo, another tricky customer, whips it in from the right-hand side. It's a deep one. Scholes will try and keep this one in. He has Neil for company. Back to Richardson it goes. Bentley comes across to try and cut out the cross. A deep one towards Ronaldo. Gray rises. Rovers appeal for a free kick. Nothing given. Thankfully, it goes beyond both of them behind for a goal kick.
Now, Rovers are certainly quick into the challenge this afternoon. I mean, we've seen Tugay closing down players very, very quickly indeed. It's something you don't see very often from the Turkish midfielder for Rovers, but he's on a mission this afternoon.
You get the impression that United have just started to get a grip of this the last few minutes. Looks like a free kick for Rovers there. O'Shea's arms were all over Morten Pedersen, nothing given, and Fletcher picks up. The quietest of the United midfielders at the moment. Richardson again goes left-hand side towards Park, who was signed in the summer from PSV Eindhoven. He goes to ground, appeals for a free kick. Again, there didn't look to be any contact there, but it goes United's way.
Well, that was a bit of Korean fantasy diving there. Don't think he touched him at all.
Fletcher, the Scotland international, spreads it right-hand side towards John O'Shea, Republic of Ireland international. Ronaldo forward, nice 1-2. O'Shea right-hand side of the area, goes inside the box, important tackle from Tugay there, just gets a foot in when it's being laid back towards Ruud van Nistelrooy. Fletcher another chance to cross, has Pedersen for company. Ronaldo steps on the ball, goes in field to Smith. Then O'Shea back with Ronaldo, he has Fletcher right-hand side, if he can squeeze the ball through to him. Michael Graves read that one, should clear for Rovers. In fact, he's won a throw over on the far side.
Big game for Michael Gray. Big game to try and impress. He's got an opportunity to make this left-back position his own with Dominic Matteo's foot injury that could keep him out for a couple of weeks.
And near Dominic Matteo, a couple of months. It's got to be quite a serious injury. You never know with these things. Rastislav Gresko, another one to miss out, of course, today. He's got a knee injury, not the same knee I'm led to believe that he had the problems with last year. Of course, it was a cruise ship problem, but he's picked up a knock that means he's unavailable, and that's really handed the place to Michael Gray. Beyond that, you're looking at Andy Taylor, a under-19 player. Park coming forward, Ronaldo through to Van Nistelrooy, and again he's just wide. Brad Friedel was diving full length to his left. Heart in mouth moment for Rovers. Yet again, it's just inches wide. I think Mark Hughes and Mark Bowen will be out to try and sort Rovers' defence out.
They're carving open opportunities, and what you are seeing now is a very, very well marshalled Manchester United side, stroking the ball around at will. And really, Rovers, who had the upper edge in this match in the early stages, have just got on the back foot in the last 5 or 10 minutes. And I think what's got to happen is Rovers have got to start moving the ball out of midfield and creating opportunities for Craig Bellamy and Paul Dickoff to run onto. And
well, need the two wide men to get a little bit more involved at the moment. Pedersen and Bentley very, very quiet.
Absolutely.
Ferdinand has to stretch there with Pedersen trying to close him down. Van Nistelrooy spreads the ball right-hand side to O'Shea. Fletcher's infield. I think at the moment it's the 3 central players for Manchester United causing Rovers the problem. Neil cuts out a crossfield pass. Bentley immediately looks to come forward. He has Bellamy making a good run, and it's a wonderful ball. Dickoff his back post. If he looks to pick him out, whip ball to the back post. Dickoff! Great save from Van der Sar, who has denied Rovers taking the lead in this match. A wonderful opportunity. Maybe again Paul Dickoff should have given Rovers the lead. At the other end, defending to do now. Fletcher for United plays the ball across into the middle. Van Nistelrooy! He should have scored. None of the attackers on show want to break the back of the net when chances are aplenty. Dearie me.
Well, boring football. 2 cast iron opportunities there, one at each end. And how did Paul Dickov fail to beat Van der Sar, or more importantly, how did Van der Sar save from Paul Dickov? Because the cross was brilliant. And maybe the only mistake was Paul Dickov decided to go with his head.
This could be about 3-3 this game at the moment, couldn't it?
Well, how do you possibly explain that? I mean, what Craig Bellamy was brilliantly well onside, crossed the ball, beat all the defence, beat Van der Sar. Paul Dickov went for the lower header, dive, connected cleanly straight into Van der Sar's, well, arms, knees, shins.
Well, the goalkeeper just made himself big, didn't he? And that paid dividends. Van Nistelrooy goes down. He missed a chance at the other end, which was right foot, about 8 yards out. You would have expected him to score that as well, but United haven't scored for their last couple of games. They won the first 5 this season in all competitions. Have drawn the last 3 since, but haven't scored in the last 2. That's the Villarreal away game and Liverpool away last week in the Premiership. Maybe we're seeing a little bit of a hangover from that.
I'm still absolutely shell-shocked at how those 2 opportunities that have fallen to Paul Dickov haven't led to Rovers leading this game by 2-0.
It is a wonderfully entertaining game, though. You get the impression if one goes in, that might start an absolute landslide of goals.
You can't complain, can you?
Well, we can, because we're not in the lead, and we've had 2 very, very good opportunities, not taken away from Manchester United, who themselves have had a few, but, you know, Paul Dickov with 2 golden chances to give Rovers the lead. Hasn't taken either of them. Tugai finds Bentley, who's ball through to Bellamy a couple of minutes ago. Was beautiful, set up the attack in the first place. Again, he looked for the Rovers striker. The pace of Bellamy causing even the likes of Silvestre and Ferdinand all sorts of problems, isn't he?
You cannot complain at the way Craig Bellamy's running into open spaces. Absolutely superb movement up front.
Oh, promised lots by the manager when he signed him in the summer. He knew what he was all about, of course. Having been his manager at international level with Wales, there's a lot of hype about Craig coming, and the manager said, don't worry, he will be a very good player, he will score goals. He's starting to show that the manager had every good reason to put his faith in him. Ronaldo now left-hand side of the area, trying to cross, appeals for handball. Rovers want a free kick. It does go Rovers' way.
That was David Bentley, though, showing he's not afraid of a little bit of rough and tumble there.
Bentley has the ball back at his feet, I think, where he prefers it. Again, it's one over the top towards Bellamy, corner of the penalty area. Right idea. You know, Ferdinand gave him 2-3 yard start there, and by the time they'd run 20 metres, Bellamy had caught him up.
And Rovers are playing to this strength of Craig Bellamy's to run. He's totally impressed me this afternoon, I've got to say.
He's had a very good few days, hasn't he? Looked, it's a nice sight to see him with a big smile on his face on Wednesday night after those 2 goals.
Not too keen on the red boots, though.
If they keep finding the back of the net like they did on Wednesday night, he can wear whatever colour he wants. United come forward again towards the edge of the penalty area. Savage gets a touch. Tugai looking to take over. This is where he wants the run from Bellamy. This time Bellamy hasn't made the run. Savage, who of course started his career as a trainee at Manchester United before going on to Crewe, Leicester, Birmingham, of course, and then ending up at Rovers. He's cleared it upfield. United have the ball back at the feet, and it's almost a bit of an anti-climax when you have a couple of minutes where there isn't a chance.
I was contemplating just having a little sip of the water there.
Smith takes over for United. He, of course, was the man who scored that very, very late controversial equaliser at Ewood Park in August last year, when Rovers thought they were on the verge of a hat-trick of 1-0 victories on home soil. More defending to do. Ronaldo was given Neil the slip, chipped in left-footed. Nelson heads away. Savage should complete the clearance. Not impressive. Tugai finally does get it up somewhere towards halfway. Richardson takes over. Smith moves the ball away from Tugai. Looks composed in the centre of midfield. Of course, with Roy Keane out with a broken metatarsal bone, that's where Alan Smith's playing at the moment. And I think Sir Alex Ferguson believes that Smith's got a long-term future in that position, of course, more readily known as a striker for Leeds. Neil robs Ronaldo of the ball, forward towards Bellamy's feet. He turns, looking for runners forward. Pedersen has made a run, struggling to stay on side. It was through towards Bellamy, cut out. Again, he'll give chase, Craig Bellamy. Silvestre gets a touch. Dickov, I think, has fouled the United player. Finally, though, Richardson has worked it out to his French central defender. Two-guy, though, cuts the attack out. Savage forward towards Bentley. Gets Dickoff involved. Central it goes towards Pedersen. He's after a runner. Bellamy is right-hand side, and that's where the ball will go. Dickoff back post. He's looking for options. Whipped in. It's a decent delivery. O'Shea half away. Gray will strike for Rovers! Van der Sar parries away, and that was nearly a dream return to Premiership action for Michael Gray. He's never scored for Rovers. He won't come much closer than that.
Well, Van der Sar has once again kept United in this game. A stunning save earlier on from point-blank range from Paul Dickoff, and this time a long-range effort from Michael Gray that Van der Sar could only punch up into the air, and Michael Gray, we'll say it again, close to opening the scoring for Rovers, who are matching Manchester United inch for inch.
An attack for attack. Ronaldo has skipped past Neil. Left-hand side of the area, he tries a shot. Should really have gone across the face of goal. Went for the near post, and it's a good 5 yards wide. Comfortable in the end for Brad Friedel, but at the moment, Ronaldo is giving Lucas Neil a few scary moments.
Has our statistician there got enough sheets of paper?
He just said before, he said he's not going to be short of highlights for this game, and his hand is hurting. That smoke's getting in the way when it comes off when he's writing it. I can't see the pitch.
Well, this is a good game of football, and well done to Mark Hughes for taking up the cudgel and saying that we've got an opportunity to win this game, and certainly Rovers have come closest to opening the scoring.
But 28 minutes gone, it's still 0-0. How it is goalless, no one in Old Trafford can really understand, because it's been a wonderful first half. Numerous chances for either side.
Numerous.
Smith finds Silvestre on halfway. The Frenchman just chips the ball forward, looking for Park. He'll try and flick it on. Down on the edge of the box, it falls for Paul Scholes. In space right-hand side is O'Shea, looking for the cross. He has Fletcher in support. Central is Alan Smith. That's where it goes to the former Leeds man. A nice return ball towards the edge of the box. Park goes down easily under the challenge. Smith will try and shoot from distance. Good block from Dickoff. High in the air from Ferdinand. Dickoff and Smith will rise. Won by the former Leeds United man.
That's a great jump from Lucas Neil, commanding.
And then Kizanishvili calm when he just touches the ball down to Two-guy. Two-guy was again looking for Craig Bellamy immediately. Gray coming forward. Chips it into the middle towards Dickoff. Silvestre has to head away towards the corner of the penalty area. O'Shea heads on. Gray will try and get there for Rovers. Park's taking the ball away from him and will run away from the Rovers defender. Two-guy can't keep tracks on him either. Towards the edge of the Rovers penalty area. Ronaldo is at the back post. Scholes will shoot from on the edge of the penalty area. Again, though, he's way off target. It's behind for a Rovers goal kick. Well, United carving out opportunities, but they haven't tested Brad Friedel as much as Rovers have tested Van der Sar at the other end. That'll be the disappointment for Alex Ferguson. You expect someone of Paul Scholes' calibre to do better from that distance. 473rd appearance for Manchester United today, 128 goals. That's not bad for a midfielder. Rovers have a throw far side, just over half an hour gone, still goalless.
Rio Ferdinand a weak link in this Manchester United side for me at the moment.
They're being troubled by the pace of Craig Bellamy. I think he will do that to most central defenders, though. Gray moves away from Fletcher. Dickoff comes short, appeals that he was fouled. Pedersen skips inside the area. Does he get a chance to shoot? He appeals that he was fouled. Bentley for Rovers, saved by Van der Sar. Another golden opportunity to take the lead, and the Dutchman has denied Rovers yet again.
Well, let's talk about two denials there, because I think in the first instance Rovers were denied a cast iron penalty, and then Bentley, who seemed to have the goal at his mercy, was deprived by the magic touch of Edwin van der Sar, who's earned the points for United so far this afternoon.
Well, 4 chances that on any normal day you would expect Rovers to put away. None of them have been taken. Should really be in the lead at Old Trafford. Bellamy trying to take on Richardson, appeals that he was fouled. The assistant on the near side, who was only about 6 yards away, didn't raise his flag. The referee saw that there was an infringement, and it will be a Rovers free kick.
Well, Rovers are doing nothing wrong here today,
apart from not scoring.
They're creating chances. Was it a penalty?
I'd have taken the chance. I'd rather have had the chance in hindsight, because Bentley was able to set himself and everything, and you know, he's gone for the side foot, and Van der Sar has saved. Wonderful opportunity. Rovers have a free kick. It's the right-hand side of the penalty area.
Time we scored from a free kick.
With his left foot will take. You wonder whether he might fancy a shot.
I think he fancies a shot here.
In the area. Bentley, Dickoff, Bellamy, Nelson, Kizanishvili. The Norwegian will take it. It's whipped across the face. The head's coming! No one gets a touch though, and finally Rovers get the goal. Their wonderful players deserved, and it's Morten Gamst Pedersen who gives Rovers the lead. 33 minutes in, and it's Manchester United 0, Rovers 1.
Time we scored from a free kick. Well, Morten Gamst Pedersen's had a relatively quiet afternoon, but when he lined up there to take that free kick, you could see that he had one intention, and I thought he was going to go near post, but he decided to go far post. Van der Sar caught out, came out to meet the potential attack from the Rovers strike force. It went right the way through, and quite honestly, if Morten Gamst Pedersen hadn't scored, I'd have put my money on Ryan Nelson knocking that one in anyway.
It's a great delivery. I mean, the defenders hate that kind of ball whipped across just in front of them. The goalkeeper can't come out to collect, and in the end everyone's left it, and it's creeped inside the far post. But that's the goal that Rovers deserve. Coming 32 minutes in at Old Trafford. Mark Hughes just leapt off the bench there to celebrate. I mean, he's gone with a bold team. So far, it's paying rich dividends for Rovers.
Well, that was a great free kick, and the running into the box as well. They were always going to cause the goalkeeper problems by the way the attackers advanced in unison there to try and meet that ball. And it's, as you said, a deceptive ball for goalkeepers. They don't know whether to come or wait. And Edwin van der Sar, for the first time this afternoon, was caught with a touch of indecision, and he could do nothing to stop that ball nestling in the far corner to give Rovers a well-deserved 1-0 lead. Morten Gamst Pedersen, the scorer.
Well, two guys just coming to the near side to have words with Edin Izvicki. I wonder if it's something tactical that he's mentioning here. As a Rovers coach having a look around just to see whether United have changed anything after the goal. The Norwegian Morten Gamst Pedersen made his debut against Manchester United, of course, just a couple of days after signing from Tromsø.
And said he should have scored.
He should have scored.
Made a point of mentioning that in midweek.
Yeah, the rest of Ewood Park said it as well at the time. But he's got a goal at Old Trafford, and he's looking to preserve an unbeaten run against Manchester United, of course. That 0-0 draw, 2 draws between the two sides last season, 1-1 at Ewood, 0-0 here. Cross comes in for United, who trail by a goal to 0, and they haven't scored in 2 games. They have to find the back of the net, or they lose here.
Well, it's a great start for Rovers.
Bentley takes a quick throw forward, asking Dickoff to chase. Ferdinand has to do some defending. Oh, he went to play a cute back pass towards Van der Sar. Paul Dickoff read it, got a touch on the ball, but he just skipped behind for a United goal kick.
Well. United's defence do not look solid. And I've got to say that Paul Dickoff, who I worried a little bit about on Wednesday, I wonder whether he's lacking match fitness.
Could be a chance for United here, though. The ball goes to Ronaldo, edge of the penalty area, faced by Neil. Neil shadows in well. The cross shot comes in, it was scuffed. Van Nistelrooy lunged to get a touch, didn't, and Rovers should clear. Savage under pressure. Kizanishvili comes away with the ball. Rovers have to clear at the moment. Two-guy finally goes to Michael Gray. Has to be the punt upfield. Finally a bit of common sense in the Rovers defence, and it's up over the halfway line.
And we sound like we're talking in the 93rd minute.
Oh, I think we'll have a few more scrambles like that inside the penalty area. Can be assured of that.
For those just joining us, it's Rovers World and Rovers.co.uk. Rovers 1-0 to the good at Old Trafford. Morten Gamst Pedersen with a wonderfully struck free kick, and Rovers fully deserving their lead.
Well, last season was the first time that Manchester United have failed to score against Rovers in the Premiership. A worrying moment here. Craig Bellamy goes to ground after a challenge from Rio Ferdinand. The 2 men leapt for the header. I think it's probably a knee in his back, and it was a real shame because the way the ball had fallen, Paul Dickoff, if Craig Bellamy had been able to spin off the United defender, we might have had another chance. But the last thing we want here is Craig Bellamy picking up an injury.
Well, they've built up a real understanding, haven't they, these two?
I think Paul Dickoff Frustrated the other night not to get himself on the score sheet, but I mean, he's come on leaps and bounds for the best part of 90 minutes. At times his play was a little bit scratchy, but he's had a really good first half. Again, the only thing missing is that elusive touch in front of goal. Last year's top scorer with 10, still to get off the mark this season. The good news though is that Craig Bellamy is back on his feet, coming towards this near side. I noticed while he was flat out on the ground receiving some treatment, he still managed to have a chirp at the referee. Not lost the function of his mouth.
Paul Dickoff, totally different player from Wednesday night, and fully deserving the praise that he's getting at the moment, because the two strikers in this 4-4-2 formation that Mark Hughes is playing have really worked hard this afternoon.
It's been chances at either end. Rovers have taken the only one of the match so far. Good defending from Lucas Neal. Fletcher's cross could have been met by either Scholes or Ronaldo if he'd missed that one, but the Australian defender made sure the clearance was a healthy one up towards halfway. Fletcher again right hand side to cross in. Looks towards the near post. This time Nelson has to get there for Rovers. Sliding in. It's an awkward one because he's looking towards his own goal. The touch though has taken it behind, and it's a Manchester United corner.
Big test for Zurab Kishinashvili this afternoon alongside Ryan Nelson. Andy Todd absent from the starting lineup despite the end of his 3-match ban. He's got a viral infection and some defending to do.
A corner comes in. Friedel for Rovers comes off his line, gets a touch on the ball, not the most convincing, but finally it's moved up towards halfway. It's back with Kieran Richardson. Left-footed, he's looking for options. He's after the cross-field pass. Finally he does go towards Ferdinand, who wins the header down towards the edge of the box, and Ronaldo, two-guy, just gets in there ahead of Ferdinand. Smith slides in. Neal will clear for Rovers. It's just chipped right-hand side, asking Bentley to chase. Silvestre pumps the ball back forward. Ronaldo was offside, nothing given. Rovers back in possession though. Bentley has time to lay the ball back to Robbie Savage. Not the best of passes. He just goes down the right-hand side, asking Bellamy to chase. Silvestre has time to return the ball to Van der Sar, who's been beaten once.
Should have been 3.
But has made a couple of wonderful saves, hasn't he? Namely from Bentley and Paul Dickoff.
I'd like to see Robbie Savage's distribution improving though. When he's under pressure there, he just seems to have a tendency to just punt the ball upfield. And
well, I think with Rovers leading by a goal to 0, it's just a case of get the ball as far away from our goal as possible. Richardson coming forward. They have room on the left-hand side. He tries a shot from distance. Ambitious attempt, 30 yards out, all the way along the ground, and that was pretty comfortable for Brad Friedel.
Could have troubled the goalkeeper though. Picked up a little deflection on the way, I think.
A long kick forward, which Bellamy will give chase to. This time I think he's fouled Silvestre. Play goes on. Bellamy acknowledges the referee there as again the ball's played out far side to O'Shea. Very quiet around Old Trafford, which is a compliment to Rovers. Pedersen again trying to get the ball off Ji-sung Park. The South Korean international comes forward, looks left-hand side towards Richardson. Doesn't look too convincing at left full-back, but he's looked good going forward. He skipped away from Bentley all too easily. Now again he comes down the line. Paul Dickoff there playing as right full-back. Slides in, gets a foot on the ball.
Just in front of the back
United
four.
Throw. Well, that's how Rovers will have to defend if they want to keep this lead intact. Smith for United comes forward. Van Nistelrooy inside the area. Tries to go around Friedel. Still the ball inside the area. In fact, Michael Gray has let the ball go behind in the end. The most composed bit of defending. And it's behind for a Rovers goal kick. But there was worrying moments in there. Initially, I thought Ryan Nelson just had a little tug on the back of Ruud van Nistelrooy's shirt. And he's not one to normally stay on his feet when that happens. Then he tried to go around Brad Friedel. The Rovers goalkeeper must have got a touch and played it against the striker because it's a Rovers ball. But at the moment, I think Rovers will be grateful for half-time.
Enjoying this.
It's been a good game. Again, Pedersen and O'Shea having an almighty tussle from the long ball forward. It's fallen for the Norwegian, the only goal scorer in this match so far after 32 minutes. Fletcher lays it infield towards Smith, who's had a couple of chances. There have been chances at either end of the park. Richardson again has room in front of him. Paul Scholes playing left-hand side. He's got less and less involved as the game has gone on, but it's a dangerous thing to say, I suppose. Ronaldo just skips away from two guys. Two guys had 2 bites at him. Didn't get there on either of them. A shot deflected away to the left-hand side. Still midway inside the Rovers half. Smith just with a 9-iron of a ball forward. Just chipped up. Neal comes across. That's going to be a Rovers free kick. Just balked by Alan Smith in the end. Good defending from Lucas Neal. And Rovers will no doubt take the time in clearing the ball forward. Maybe an indication of how Rovers will go second half. Just noticing that Aaron McQueen has been told to get himself warmed up.
Tackling 2 guy. Done well this game.
I'm not sure it counts as a tackle, because he didn't get anywhere near the ball on either of them.
But he has, in other situations, played well 2 guy.
O'Shea under pressure from Pedersen, the Norwegian battling away with the Republic of Ireland international. O'Shea has just about won out there. He's not convincing up against the Norwegian by any stretch. A long ball forward. Neal is fouled by Park, and he didn't look too impressed by that challenge. Just asking the referee whether that should have been a free kick. It should have been, definitely. Rovers clear the ball forward. Again, O'Shea having to go back towards the corner flag. Dickoff slides in for Rovers. Van der Sar under pressure from Bellamy. Finds Richardson on this left-hand side. Bentley puts him in turn under pressure. Now Neal wins it back for Rovers. It's space infield. Dickoff's available. Paul Dickoff from the 18-yard line on his right foot, had a chance to open himself up and go for the curler. Didn't get the contact, and again it's comfortable for Van der Sar.
And Lucas Neal totally regretting he didn't pull back his right peg and let loose himself. He very unselfishly just laid that ball off to Paul Dickoff, and it was a poor contact there. Could have been another goal for Rovers.
I had visions of the Fulham game where he left-footed smashed the ball against the crossbar late on. I thought he might try one of them. Rovers though will be amazed at the number of chances that they've created at Old Trafford. I mean, they've probably created more chances in today's game than they've created in the previous 11 seasons here.
And Mark Hughes must be pleased with the formation.
They'll be pleased to have the goal lead, which, or maybe Rovers deserve. United have had chances. They've not tested Brad Friedel enough, whereas Rovers have tested Van der Sar. That would be the difference between the two sides. And on that basis, Rovers deserve their lead. Another poor pass from United. The ball's out right on side. It will be a Rovers throw. And already Rovers taking the time. Alex Ferguson is on his watch. Fergie time started already. The referee has acknowledged this. Yeah, he knows Rovers are time wasting. Neal finally throws down the line towards Bentley, who's turned away from Richardson. Richardson is quick and he's able to get back on level terms, but just too many tugs of the shirt. When the tackle came in, he got something on the ball, but the referee is quite right there when he says that Richardson was all over the back of David Bentley, so it's a Rovers free kick.
And very interesting, Richardson kicks the ball away. Now other referees would have penalised that. Richardson just... well, that was a poor free kick from Rovers.
That was good defending from him there. He was alert when the quick free kick came in. It was towards Craig Bellamy. O'Shea looks for Ronaldo right hand side. Gray tight behind him. Pedersen helps out defensively. Ronaldo goes in field. He's skipped away from Michael Gray. He's used his arm though, and it will be, well, a free kick's actually gone Manchester United's way, despite the fact that Ronaldo seemed to use a more rugby league style handoff on the Rovers defender. I don't even know who he's calling across at the moment. Is it Michael Gray? I think he's going to have a word with both players. But if it's a United free kick, you should really let play go on there. Well, that's an odd one from the referee. He, to be fair, has had a decent game so far, the referee Phil Dow, but that is a very, very peculiar decision.
And it's a booking as well.
Well, I don't know who he's going to book. Who's he having words with, Ronaldo or Gray? It's still unclear what the referee's doing here. He's going to flash a card towards Ronaldo, the Portuguese winger. I think it is for an arm in the face. It gives him a yellow card. I'll work that one out. A Manchester United free kick, and their player gets booked. Dearie me. It's the first yellow card of the afternoon, though.
The Red Book rules of Chairman Sir Alec.
Well, the free kick has come to nothing after all that. So Rovers will be pleased after
3 minutes, by the way.
At the end of the first half, 3 minutes added time. Bentley finds Bellamy. He's given the ball away, though, on halfway. It's cheap possession to hand back to Manchester United at the end of this first half, where 60 seconds gone in added time. Dickoff strong in against Richardson. Richardson still continues down the left-hand side. Savage does well, gets a touch ahead of Ji-Sung Park. Nutmeg from Richardson, finds Scholes. Space on the far side, a strong tackle from Pedersen. O'Shea will pick up. Fletcher overlaps, that's where the ball's gone. Savage across the clear, into the middle towards Van Nistelrooy. He tries a shot, blocked. It comes out to Ferdinand, midway inside the Rovers half. Again, options right-hand side with Fletcher. He tries to go past Tugay. Still in possession. And he's brought down by Robbie Savage, I think. And it will be a United free kick. And who he's going to get booked? Well, the referee's gone giddy here after booking Ronaldo. And now think he's going to book Robbie Savage. And that will mean a one-match suspension for the Rovers midfielder.
5 yellow cards already this season. And what's more important is Manchester United have a chance of getting back into this game just before the half-time whistle blows.
Was it Tugay?
It's a free kick, but I'm not sure it's a yellow card. Danger for Rovers, though, right at the end of this first half. They lead by a goal to nil. But there's a chance here for Manchester United. It's right-hand side of the penalty area. They prefer a left-footer, ideally, taking this. I'm surprised Kieran Richardson's not in the frame. Ronaldo's there. Scholes is there if he wants the power option. It was just being told to go back the full 10 yards. Looks as though it might be Ronaldo who takes low delivery towards the edge of the box. Smith will try a second attempt from the 18-yard line, but again, it was a difficult height to strike, and he's looped that one behind for a Rovers goal kick, and that should be the last action of the first half.
And a good first half for Rovers. Edwin van der Sar making at least 3 absolutely world-class saves, but couldn't stop a free kick from Morten Gams Pedersen drifting in at his far post. And Rovers have a 1-0 lead here at Old Trafford.
Well, Brad Friedel will kick long upfield. That is half-time. A wonderful first half for Rovers. It's the boos that are ringing out around Old Trafford. Not from the Rovers fans, though. We're thoroughly delighted with what they've seen so far. It was a brave formation Mark Hughes adopted with 2 up front. It's paid dividends, though. There were plenty of chances for Rovers. Dickoff denied on a couple of occasions. Bentley as well by Van der Sar and Michael Gray before we finally took the lead on 32 minutes. Pedersen's free kick from the right-hand side, a wonderful delivery, beat everybody and crept inside Van der Sar's far post. At the other end, there have been chances for United. Van Nistelrooy, Scholes and Smith wasteful, but Brad Friedel not tested often enough. So at half-time, Rovers just about deserved their lead. It's Manchester United 0, Rovers 1.
So here we are, second half at Old Trafford on Rovers World and Rovers.co.uk. And Rovers make an immediate substitution at the start of the second half. I'm a little surprised. Aaron McQuainer replaces Tugai.
Well, I'm not sure whether that one's tactical or whether it's an injury, because at the end of the first half, Tugai came over to Edin Izviki and he was gesturing something. I'm not sure, though, whether it was I've got a problem with an injury or not, but this will certainly give Rovers a little bit extra bite in midfield. If it is tactical, it's certainly a case of what we have, we hold. Rovers have the lead given to them in the 32nd minute by Morten Jamps Pedersen. His free kick, which beats everybody and curled just inside Van der Sar's right-hand post. A change is made, though. Tugai off, Aaron McQuainer on. 45 minutes between Rovers and their first victory at Old Trafford in 43 years. It's going to seem like a very, very long 45 minutes.
A little surprised that Aaron McQuainer's the one to come on rather than Stephen Reid.
I think if we were going to make a change, that would be the change, because Aaron will sit in front of the back four and he will hold Rovers midfield. And he will certainly protect the back two, and maybe that's what was missing in the first half. It was maybe Paul Scholes getting too much freedom. Alan Smith bursting forward from midfield. What he will do is he will give Rovers an extra body in the box. Somebody is certainly more defence-minded than Tugai. United have kicked off and will go from left to right in this second half in their traditional home kits. The cross comes in from Ronaldo from the left-hand side. Bentley should clear for Rovers, takes no chances. Just a long punt upfield. Bellamy will willingly give chase. Ferdinand helps it all the way back to Van der Sar, first time left-footed. Returns the ball to the England international defender Rio Ferdinand. Signed a new contract in the summer here at Old Trafford. It took a while to get it done, though. Remember, he was booed in some of the pre-season matches by the Manchester United fans because he hadn't yet signed the deal, and they were worried that he was going to let it run down on a Bosman style. Great tackle from Nelson on Park there. Slide comes in from both Savage and Smith. It falls on the edge area for Scholes. Ronaldo left-hand side of the box tries to clip it in. McQuainer misses it for Rovers. Fletcher at the back post, lays it back towards O'Shea, chance to cross, whipped in. McQuainer with a low diving header, clears the ball for Rovers. Dickoff picks up and tries to spread it to Bentley, picked up by Richardson, forward towards Scholes for United, great save from Friedel. McQuainer helps it away. A real chance within the opening 90 seconds of the second half for Manchester United to get back on level terms. And that was Brad Friedel's best save of the match. Still pressure. Park finds O'Shea, right-hand side. Left-footed, whips the ball in. Bentley for Rovers. Clears only as far as Smith, though. Midway inside the Rovers half. Richardson finds Ronaldo. Back to Kieran Richardson. Chance for him to cross towards the edge of the area. Rovers half asleep. Pedersen tries to clear. Again, we can't properly clear our lines. Savage has apparently fouled Alan Smith. Alan Smith not happy with the Rovers midfielder. But it's a Manchester United free kick.
Alan Smith raises arms there to Robbie Savage. And let's see what the referee decides to do about this. Nothing at all. Robbie Savage, one of Rovers, one of the two players in this match to have received a booking. The other one, Ronaldo for Manchester United. So Robbie Savage already tempting the referee.
Is that a ploy by Alan Smith? Wide Robbie Savage up on a yellow card?
I would think so.
United free kick. It's about between 25 and 30 yards out. Probably nearer 30. Dead centre. Paul Scholes looks as though he's the man to take. He's the only man behind the ball at the moment. Either that or it's a training ground routine, but this might be brute force from the United midfielder. Brad Friedel lies in wait, of course, on the Rovers line. Scholes steps up, strikes. The wall has held really, really solid there. Ryan Nelson gets a touch. Smith slides in, keeps the ball in. Neil has fouled him. It's a Manchester United free kick. Just had too much of the midfielder's shirt there. On the far side, Bentley and Ronaldo now getting involved. And who's going to get done here? The Rovers midfielder is going to be booked for holding onto the ball. Nervous moments at the start of the second half, though, for Rovers. Can't clear the lines at the moment.
And this is the last thing we want to see now. Penalty appeals, I'm sure, will be coming in thick and fast. Certainly 2 free kicks in quick succession for Manchester United, trying to pepper the Rovers goal at the start of this second half, but Rovers hold tight so far.
Ronaldo will take the free kick from the left-hand side, whipped in straight towards goal. How's he not gone in yet again? Friedel came, didn't get a touch. Van Nistelrooy, who looked as though all he had to do was get a right boot on the ball, and it was the equaliser, has missed it, and it skipped just wide of the left-hand upright.
So similar to Morten Gams Pedersen's free kick, from a much more acute angle, but whipped across the face of goal, and this time the ball drifted just wide of Brad Friedel's near side, and Rovers breathe and regroup.
A long kick forward, which O'Shea heads out for a Rovers throw. What would Mark Hughes have said at half-time? Is it a case of Rovers having to try and maintain their attacking intent? I suppose by attacking, you do less defending.
I can't think of any other formation that Rovers can play here because of the players he's got.
McQuainer gets a touch in midfield. That's what he's there to do, to try and break up the play. Good slide from Pedersen. Dickoff on the ground as the ball robbed from him by Alan Smith. Michael Gray takes over for Rovers. Had a solid enough performance. The ball whipped forward. Bellamy will flick on. Dickoff is left-hand side. Controls. Gets a kick from O'Shea. Back with Pedersen. He tries to play it down the line. It's out for United throw, and then Morten Pedersen goes to ground. I think it was the tackle a moment ago. It was a bit of a cruncher. The Norwegian still on the floor, wants a bit of treatment. United fans don't like it. United players don't like it. But he looks to be in a little bit of pain there as the Rovers goal scorer.
Well, Brett Emerton, of course, is warming up now. Brett Emerton will be a natural replacement for Morten Gams Pedersen if he fails to continue, but Rovers there just seem to be unable to create that little opportunity from that attacking move, and when the ball fell to Paul Dickoff and then down to Michael Gray and Morten Gams Pedersen, you felt as if perhaps a little nervousness had crept into the Rovers side.
Well, Pedersen is taking the other side of the byline, still receiving a little bit of a treatment, as though it's around the ankle area. It's got a bit of a problem. Gingerly walking up and down the line. Play goes on with Rovers temporarily down to 10 men. Forward ball. Neil slides in well on Richardson. It's out for a United throw. A 20-year-old takes, and back to Alan Smith, who's become more and more influential as this game has gone on. He's played very well in midfield, hasn't he? Richardson inside the area, trying to get to the byline. Savage shadowed him so well there. It's heart in mouth. You're thinking, don't make the challenge. Don't make the challenge. Yeah, and fair play, he didn't. And Richardson has overrun it. It's behind for a Rovers goal kick.
Been a handful, Richardson. And I'm just not quite sure how Aaron McQuainer's slotted into this formation for Rovers. Two-guy did seem to be playing, I think, as well as I've seen him play. Able to put his foot on the ball, putting in one or two challenges. Aaron McQuainer not known for his distribution. Well, that's a... Oh, Michael Gray.
It was a free kick. It was a long ball. I think the Rovers have looked for Morten Pedersen every single time from the goal kicks, and John O'Shea has just got a bit frustrated there and steamrolled him. Rovers free kick. It's just inside the United half, maybe 10 yards or so. Gray will take. Rovers not in a hurry to get the game back underway, of course, leading by that goal to nil. A whip ball forward. Pedersen rises. Bellamy will give chase. Will have to go some to keep the ball in. He does do, though. He appeals that Richardson has fouled him. Oh, the free kick then goes against Craig Bellamy. Richardson just about got in front of him. And it will be a United free kick.
It's a shame Craig Bellamy didn't react a little bit more quickly there, because the ball fell beautifully from the head down from, was it Paul Dickoff who won that against the towering Manchester United defenders?
I think it was Pedersen that was in there. I was just wondering at the moment where I thought Rovers might be on the verge of making another change, because Glyn Hodges has just, the reserve team coach, has just walked all the way down the touchline. It looks as though he's going to go all the way round the pitch. Maybe a little scenic tour of Old Trafford. The cross comes in. Scholes gets a touch from the left-hand side. The ball came in. Again, the midfielder is there, trying to flick it towards goal, just wide of Brad Friedel's left-hand post yet again. Rovers leading a little bit of a charmed life at the moment, though. Well, at the moment, we're more interested in what Glyn Hodges is doing. He's in front of the Rovers fans. He's talking to somebody. Is he after a tie?
He's actually asking for a cap. He's asked for a cap from one of the Rovers fans for Brad Friedel.
Brilliant. Forward ball. Gray is fouled at the other end of the park. It will be a Rovers free kick. The reserve team boss, though, I find it incredible that Rovers haven't got a cap. Well, that fan is going to be the most famous Rovers fan for the time being. Stand up and take a bow. That man, Brad Friedel, is going to put the cap on that he's just retrieved from the Rovers fans.
Well, that's a story. We'll find a fan. If you know who it is, then do let us know.
That's something to tell your friends, isn't it? Free kick whipped in by Rovers from the left-hand side. Not the best delivery from Savage. Looks as though Wayne Rooney is going to come on from Manchester United any minute. McQuainer goes back to Neil, who's on halfway. The sun is very much just in Rovers' half. I wonder whether that was something thought of when the teams swapped ends before the first half. They did swap around.
Well, Brad Friedel can't get the hat on at the moment. And here comes the substitution for Manchester United. In fact, Brad Friedel has discarded the cap.
Well, the United talisman comes on. Wayne Rooney makes his 50th appearance for Manchester United. Not yet turned 20 years old. That comes next month. He comes on for Darren Fletcher. He certainly will give Manchester United a bit more thrust in the final third.
Well, maybe no happy ending for the fan whose hat has been retrieved.
Yeah, Brad Friedel has tried to put it on, obviously not managed it at the moment, so it's the other side of his goal at the moment, but he's struggling with the sun in his eyes. Richardson left-hand side for Manchester United, tries to play it infield towards Ronaldo. Bentley tried a cute pass, well, maybe the longer clearance would have been the better option. It's out for a United throw. And now United are organised now. Two up front with Rooney.
I think so.
More of a 4-4-2 maybe. Scholes playing alongside Smith, centre midfield. Park right, Ronaldo left.
Two teams playing 4-4-2.
It's a novelty.
Surely it must be the Spanish league.
Scholes takes over on halfway, looks forward. Kizanishvili comes deep to try and meet Wayne Rooney, the man who he said in the papers this week he was most looking forward to facing in the Premiership. A low ball nil to Ronaldo's feet, a 1-2 with Rooney. A little bit overplayed by the United substitute. Kizanishvili steps in, or Ryan Nelson steps in. Pedersen will chip it over the top, looking for Bellamy, who's onside, trying to get past Silvestre, but the ball skipped away from him and gone through to Van der Sar. The right idea. There's always that threat, though, for Rovers going forward, isn't there? The long ball over the top that might get Craig Bellamy in.
And I certainly thought it was a decent enough ball.
Well, players stopped here, I think. What's gone on? We're holding possession. I think John O'Shea's got a problem. That's why play's been stopped. Well, the United defender, they've already got a long list of people on the sidelines, including Gary Neville, of course. Roy Keane joined him. A young lad, Phil Bardsley, comes on. Salford born, 20 years old. This is his first Premiership appearance for Manchester United. He might have a first chance to make a tackle as well. Pedersen being urged to run at the substitute, make his move against the youngster. Bardsley comes in. The first thing he does in the Premiership is give away a free kick. Maybe that's another thing for Rovers to consider now. A young 20-year-old, never played in the Premiership before. Try and exploit his inexperience. A free kick which Savage will take. We're 12.5 minutes inside the second half. It's still Manchester United 0, Rovers 1. Savage from the left, whips it in. It's a deeper delivery towards Nelson, back post. It's too deep. It's straight behind for a United goal kick.
That's a wasted free kick as well. You can't allow United to just suddenly grasp back possession so easily.
I don't think Ryan Nelson appreciates the 60-yard sprint back to get goal side of Ruud van Nistelrooy. It's surprising there that Zurab Kizanishvili actually stayed back, whereas Nelson went forward. Yet it was the Georgian who, of course, scored from a set piece on Wednesday night when Ryan Nelson was rather wasteful on a couple of occasions. Bentley right-hand side for Rovers. He's not been involved too much in the second half. Forward towards Bellamy, always a live wire. He's faced by Silvestre. Goes on the right-hand side. Can he win a corner or cross it in towards Bardsley? It's high in the air. Dickoff battling to get there. It might fall from McQuainer edge of the box. Scholes will get there first, though. United a little bit lucky there. Rooney comes away with the ball. First chance to run at the Rovers defence. It's towards Ronaldo. Neil tried to backheel the ball away. The Portuguese international still inside the area. Kizanishvili just uses his strength. Ronaldo goes flying to ground, appealing for a penalty. That was good refereeing, good defending. And Rovers in the end were, I don't know, maybe relief the referee didn't blow his whistle. It certainly didn't look a
Never a
kick,
penalty in a million years. It was the easiest of tumbles there, and the referee had no hesitation about waving that one away. What I'm astounded about is the fans that jump up and hold their arms aloft, as if saying, when are we going to get a penalty?
Well, I think they'd take any kind of decision at the moment to get back into this game. Had a bright start to the second half, but since then Rovers have done okay.
It's going to be a very, very tough last 30 minutes.
Bardsley on the ball, he just turns back and looks in field to Scholes. Looks for a long diagonal ball towards Rooney, far side. Neal's underneath that one, gets the first header, but Rooney picks the ball back up. Has to go deeper and deeper. Lovely ball through though to Scholes. On the edge of the D, right-hand side, he looks for Bardsley. Chance to cross, a low delivery in, blocked by Michael Gray. It's out near side for a Manchester United throw. Good defending though by the returning defender.
And he's done well this match. Could have scored as well in the first half with a thunderous drive, which was palmed away by Edwin van der Sar. And Michael Gray certainly acquitted himself well on his return to the Premiership for Blackburn Rovers.
Ronaldo left-hand side, immediately has Neal for company. Back he goes, Richardson skips away from Bentley, then turns back yet again, midway inside the Rovers half. A young midfielder come defender at the moment, lays it forward. Rooney's offside from Van Nistelrooy. He beat Brad Friedel, but it's a Rovers free kick, and the cheers you can hear in the background are to no avail.
Now, we had a player booked for that on Wednesday night, and somehow the rules are different here at Old Trafford. Referee's whistle, linesman's flag, Rooney continued playing.
Oh, don't give him one yellow card, because he'll get one straight up afterwards for clapping.
Well, I can't believe it. I can't believe how the interpretation of something so simple could be so widely different, just a few days apart.
Friedel's goal kick, Pedersen takes down his chest. Bardsley didn't even make a challenge there. It's back with Michael Gray, who tries to skip away from Park. It's taken a touch off the United midfielder. It's out for a Rovers throw, which Michael Gray will take. Infield he goes towards Pedersen. Again, he appeals for the free kick. There was definitely contact, and the referee does give Rovers the decision, and the Norwegian, as he has done a couple of times in this second half, stays on the ground rather gingerly, gets up. I think that might be his last action actually. Stephen Reid, or maybe it might be David Bentley coming off, but Stephen Reid looks as though he's getting himself stripped on the near side. He won't mind being in the wards, Martin Pedersen. He scored the only goal of the game so far. Savage plays a short free kick in towards Bellamy, left-hand side area, across the face of goal. Van der Sar saves with his feet. It's out near side for a Rovers throw.
Well, that's neat work, free kick from Rovers. Certainly caught me by surprise. I wondered where it was going, but certainly Craig Bellamy didn't.
Quick thinking though. Rovers are on the ball today. Gray left-hand side, a chance to cross. He lays it back towards Savage. Bentley is in field. If he wants to try and find him, he tried to, but the ball was cut out by Paul Scholes. Van Nistelrooy takes over in the space left-hand side for United. Rooney in possession. Looks for Ronaldo. He might try and run at the Rovers defence. Richardson overlaps. He's got goal side of Neal. What's the cross like? A low one across the face. Too close to Brad Friedel though. And the Rovers goalkeeper, but he comfortably collects in the end.
Rovers are a little bit too much on the back foot for me now, and I think we've missed two guy at the heart of midfield. It just hasn't been the same sort of distribution of the ball, and there we see why Aaron McQueen is never ever. Oh dear me.
Well, Paul Dickoff's gone quiet in the second half as well, hasn't he? And I think it might be the Rovers striker who's going off rather than David Bentley. Yeah, I was just about to say, two golden opportunities in the first half. One of them he maybe should have scored. The second one, it will go down as a brilliant save by Edwin van der Sar. But Paul Dickoff, who's not really been able to get involved in the second period, will be replaced by Stephen Reid. But considering it's only his second real game of the season, we won't count West Ham. That's a very, very good display from the Scottish striker.
Well done, Paul Dickoff.
So Rovers are back in that more accustomed formation that we maybe expected them to start the game in, the 4-5-1. Reid will go and play centre midfield, or Reid will go right-hand side of midfield actually. David Bentley plays at the head of the five in midfield. McQueen and Savage more holding, Pedersen left, and Craig Bellamy ploughing the lone furrow up front. A chip ball towards the edge of the area, looked like a foul on Kizanishvili by Wayne Rooney. Nothing given and Friedel throws the ball out to Stephen Reid, who gets his first touch, clips it over Kieran Richardson. Smith heads it back, and Ronaldo will pick up. That's surrendering possession a little bit too easy there from Rovers. Ronaldo looks back for Smith, who's had a very, very impressive game, the heart of Manchester United's midfield. Scholes again looks forward, finds Ronaldo, it's chipped high in the air. No one really wanted to take control. In the end, Aaron McQuainer does. Bellamy comes short to meet. He's battling away with Silvestre. Richardson now under pressure. Bellamy, well, he looked as though he got a little of the ball there, maybe too much of the man, so the free kick has gone Manchester United's way. Richardson
went down very, very, very heavily there, though. I think we're slightly worried that Bellamy might have the beating of him for pace.
Well, you still think it's there, don't you? Although there are obviously two United defenders to the one Rovers attacker, you still think if the right ball comes in over the top, Craig Bellamy will get there. McQuainer strong in the tackle for Rovers. Reid will slide in. He's strong as well, but it's fallen for Richardson coming forward left-hand side. Through the legs of Neil to Rooney. Rooney is beaten off the ball by Kizanishvili. Wonderful defending by the Georgian. It's a Rovers free kick.
Unspoken hero in Rovers' side this afternoon. Been a solid defender and quietly effective.
Well, you wonder how he wasn't getting the game at Rangers, don't you?
Somehow your face doesn't fit.
Comes to Rovers on loan, and the 4 games he's played, he's looked impressive in every single one of them. It's a Rovers free kick, which the referee has been a little bit finicky about, making Brad Friedel move the ball about 3 yards to his right-hand side before he'll take. Probably helps Rovers that. Eats up a few more seconds, which will do nicely. 65 minutes gone at Old Trafford. It's Manchester United 0, Rovers 1. Mortengamps Pedersen in the 32nd minute. Bentley has gone beyond 2 men. Now what's the cross like? A deep one, a poor one. It's behind for a goal kick. Well, a good bit of skill, but
woeful.
The less said about the cross, maybe the better.
I think the only reason now that we're not seeing the introduction of Brett Emerton to replace David Bentley is the thought that maybe that Rovers have a little too much of this game left to be able to risk throwing a final substitute on, with still victory within Rovers' grasp.
I think United started the second half very, very brightly, came close with Ronaldo's free kick that Van Nistelrooy got on the end of. Brad Friedel made a great save from Paul Scholes, but other than that, I still think Mark Hughes will be pretty happy with the way things are going. Manchester United have only lost one of their last 10 Premiership games, and that was at home to Chelsea at the tail end of last season. On the verge of suffering the first defeat of this campaign, and a very, very unlikely one at that. I say on the verge, still a quarter of this match to go though. And if there's one thing you know about Manchester United, never write them off. Ronaldo inside the Rovers half, finds Smith. Park comes short, tries to flick it forward, actually hit a Rovers hand but wasn't deliberate. The referee quite rightly allowed play to go on. It's still with the home side. Silvestre finds Rooney looking to turn. He's away from Kizanishvili, fancies a shot, no one out to charge him down. Rooney strikes, Van Nistelrooy's in there. Van Nistelrooy equalises for Manchester United. Rooney with the initial shot, Friedel couldn't hold, and the Dutchman pounced on the loose ball to round the keeper and slot it into the unguarded goal. And midway into the second half, it's Manchester United 1, Rovers 1.
Well, that's a terrible, terrible shame for Rovers, because it was a relatively weak effort from Wayne Rooney there, and there was no tracking back with Van Nistelrooy.
Well, where was the cover for Rovers there? Brad Friedel's made a good save. I see a yellow card being dished out as well. I think that's gone to Craig Bellamy for maybe dissent at the referee. And where was the cover for Brad Friedel? He'd made the initial save. You would rather hoping that a defender would be there to sweep up, but there were 2 United players. One of them would have scored. A substitution has been made by Manchester United, and they come forward again, looking to try and take the lead now. Giggs just on, squares the ball into the middle. McQuain has taken up a great position and will clear for Rovers. Reid down towards Neil. He's going to come under pressure from Ryan Giggs. Plays it forward. A late challenge from Alan Smith. Forward it goes from Rovers. David Bentley looking for Craig Bellamy, who had not made the run. And Manchester United have possession. Matt, well, the whole complexion of this game has changed with that equalising goal. There's going to be a whole load of pressure on Rovers from now on. Ronaldo tries a trick, comes forward, he looks for Rooney, the architect really of United's equaliser. Nelson steps out from defence for Rovers, finds Reed, looks for a diagonal ball forward towards Bellamy. Van der Sar outside his area, slides in rather unnecessarily. Reed wins the header above Smith. Bellamy gets there first, although it falls back again for a red shirt. The home crowd suddenly come to life, taking over an hour for them to do so. Barsley in the right fullback area, on as a substitute for the injured John O'Shea, finds Rio Ferdinand. Ferdinand lays the ball back, it was a poor one. Bellamy cut it out and then Bentley tried to flick it over the top. It was a poor pass. If he'd have got that one right, you get the feeling Craig Bellamy would have been in. A long ball forward. Neal, chest down, appeals for handball. Reed will lay it square to McQuainer. His touch isn't the best and he was lucky that Scholes hadn't read that one a little bit quicker. Savage finds Gray, down the line it goes towards Pedersen, back in field towards Michael Gray. He tried to return the ball to Pedersen, a poor pass. United will come forward. Van Nistelrooy tries an attempt from fully 40 yards, hoping to catch Brad Friedel off his line. That one is not too far wide. I think though the Rovers goalkeeper would have had it covered.
Well, it really has all now just got a little bit on the pear-shaped side for Rovers, because they've lost their formation, they've lost their shape, and they've lost the lead.
Well, Friedel will take the goal kick for Rovers. 20 minutes left, it's 1-1 here at Old Trafford. A thoroughly entertaining game. Rovers ahead at half-time, hoping to keep that lead intact, but then Ruud van Nistelrooy with an equaliser.
And it was a sloppy goal to concede for Rovers, because Brad Friedel had done the initial work and it needed a defender just to come in and clear up the afters, and there was nobody in sight for Rovers. A little bit of tiredness maybe.
A disappointing one from Rovers' point of view, wasn't it?
And what you see now is Rovers' formation and Rovers' shape and Rovers' style of play is the style of play that we've been used to for so much this season, where attacking opportunities are limited. But here comes another.
Reed right hand side, he's got beyond Richardson. What's the cross like inside the area? He has won Rovers a corner. Well, do Rovers have the ambition and belief to go and try on and win this game? On the evidence of that move, they have. It's a corner from the far side, which Pedersen...
Kajinashvili and Nelson both come up now to meet a Morten Gams-Pedersen delivery, and with no two guy on the park, certainly we're not going to see any volleys from the edge of the box. Could the Georgian make it 2 in 2?
Could Pedersen make it 2? We know he likes to shoot from some of these. From the right hand side, he whips in left-footed, he slips though, it's cleared at the near post by Alan Smith, and it's out for a Rovers throw far side. Very much an anticlimax there.
Nelson and Kajinashvili now
trot all the way back.
Trot all the way back. Expend a little bit more glucose energy.
Still an opportunity for a long throw. Pedersen hurls it into the area, he's asking Reed to rise. Ferdinand heads away. Now McQuainer will get there for Rovers. Under pressure from Rooney, just helps it back in left-footed. It'll be comfortable though for Van der Sar, who wants to start United on attack.
Just too comfortable.
Immediately. He throws the ball out to Ronaldo, who's got a chance to run at the Rovers defence. The Portuguese international coming forward. It's towards Barsley. Nelson comes across, doesn't get a touch on the ball. It will be a Manchester United free kick. It might even be a yellow card for Ryan Nelson.
Well, I think he went down very theatrically there, because there was minimal contact there from the New Zealand defender.
It looks as though he might even get a bit of common sense referee in there. It's definitely a free kick, but no yellow card for the Rovers captain. It's a dangerous free kick, the position of it though, isn't it? Again, it's on the right hand side, asking for a left footer to whip the ball in. It's Ryan Giggs who will do so. Good delivery. It's just into an area where no one was. It was beyond everyone. Everyone went near post, no one went far, and it's gone straight behind for a Rovers goal kick.
Once again, Brad is able to just take his time as Brett Emerson warms up near side.
I think we might see Brett soon, maybe David Bentley going off. Bentley's on the ball here now though for Rovers, finds Bellamy. Bellamy turns away and then looks to spread it down the line towards Bentley. Smith skips away from the Rovers striker, and then it's back in field with Ryan Giggs, who, other than that free kick, has been a little bit quiet since he came on. Morten Pedersen and Ronaldo just have a tangle. It was actually a foul on the Rovers player. The ball goes forward. Nelson steps in. He's looking for the ball over the top. Bellamy had made the run. The ball wasn't good enough, though, and it's straight through to Van der Sar.
And Ronaldo, though, has tried to get Morten Gams Pedersen sent off by clutching away at his face there, when in fact the first of infringement was inflicted by Ronaldo himself.
Oh yeah, he is. The United physio just has a quick look in his eye, I think, and then sends him back on. Nothing to do there. United win the ball back. Neil steps in though, just sprays the ball upfield. Craig Bellamy is cutting a very, very isolated figure at the moment. Lays it forward towards Pedersen. Pedersen just given a little clip on the back of his heels by Silvestre, and it's a Rovers free kick.
And here comes Brett Emerson. I'm sure it will be David Bentley.
I think he knows. And the on loan midfielder makes his way off. Had a decent game, David Bentley. A wonderful chance to score in the first half. He'd be disappointed he didn't tuck that one away.
I think he's finding life in the Premiership tough. Certainly tougher than he saw at Norwich.
He's probably suffering from a lack of first-team games, in all honesty. I don't think he played too much at Norwich at the end of last campaign, and he probably needs 4 or 5 games to get himself up to full match speed. But he's shown glimpses, that's for sure, and he's played a part with just 15 minutes left of Rovers at the moment, holding Manchester United. A long diagonal ball towards Emerton, tried to play it first time into the middle. The Australian just on, involved in the action immediately, looking to go back to his fellow countryman Lucas Neal, who will come forward and infield, look for the run of Bellamy. The touch comes in from Richardson, who takes it away from the Rovers striker, and he finds Ronaldo right hand side. Pedersen sprinting to get back to for Rovers to help Michael Gray, give him a bit of cover. Ronaldo trying to get himself into a corner. Gray has come across and done really well. He slid in, the ball's gone behind for United corner.
Well, that was good covering from Rovers. There were 4 Rovers players there bearing down on the Manchester United winger, if that's what we want to call him. But Michael Gray is the one who gets the all-important interception, and Manchester United have another corner,
which Paul Scholes will take. Alan Smith again looks unmarked. The head's going, flicked almost off Alan Smith's head by Rio Ferdinand. That was a little bit fortunate for Rovers. There's a Rovers player down inside the penalty area at the moment. I wonder whether that's Ryan Nelson or Kizanishvili. United playing on though at the moment. Surely Rovers will put the ball out. Just having a quick look around. Lucas Neal appealing to the referee. I think it's Kizanishvili who's down.
And this is the linesman who missed the Spurs goal. And Michael Gray comes across and says, "How did you miss that one?" Because it looks as if there's been an elbow in the Rovers defender's face. And Michael Gray goes over to the referee and says, "Look, it's your job to see these things."
Not easy though in a crowded penalty area. I'll give him his dues. I didn't see what happened. The Rovers defender though line up on his back across the 6-yard line at the moment, just getting some treatment from Dave Fever.
Well, this is one for the video panel to investigate, isn't it?
It doesn't look too comfortable at the moment. Finally he's half back up, finally standing up. Looks a little bit shaken though. I wonder if there's any blood. If there's any blood, of course, he needs to change his shirt. It doesn't look as though there is.
And the ludicrous rules of football mean that the Rovers player is ushered off the pitch. Dave Fever tries the eyesight test. Can you see my Auntie Mavis, third row back there?
The ball returned to Rovers. It's straight behind for a goal kick. Kizanishvili is jogging back towards halfway. I'm sure he'll be allowed straight back on. The referee has waved him on. Yep, he's been told he can go to reassume his position in centre of Rovers' defence. Brad Friedel kicks long upfield. Emerton rises, beaten by Richardson though in the air. Neal heads forward, asking Bellamy to give chase. The header though won by Silvestre. No surprise there given the comparative size of the players. Scholes spreads the ball out to this right hand side, and Bardsley. It's back with Rio Ferdinand at the moment. This is where Rovers want the ball to be, deep inside Manchester United half, although Ferdinand comes forward 20 yards and plays it forward. Ronaldo now right hand side. Nelson comes across, great sliding tackle. on the Portuguese winger, and it's out for a United throw. Barnsley will take quickly. Ferdinand forward now, leaving things one-on-one at the back. If Rovers could steal the ball now, the long one forward towards Bellamy is on. Ferdinand inside the area, tries to chip it towards the back post. All he needed to do was square it, and solely someone would put it into an empty goal. But Rio Ferdinand, who's never scored for Manchester United, did he go for a shot there? Was it the chip?
A chop?
Trying to catch out Brad Friedel?
Or a chip chop? Well, certainly Rovers are able to breathe.
An escape for Rovers. You still think there might be a few nervous moments before the final whistle. A long kick forward. Emerton heads on. Bellamy trying to get in for Rovers. Battling away against Silvestre inside the area. Goes to ground, and it will be a Rovers corner. Appeals, in fact, for a penalty by Craig Bellamy. I think we're still waiting what are we waiting for here? The referee is going to have a word with both players.
Well, the linesman signalled the corner.
The linesman's given, what I can't understand, the assistant referee is quite clearly flagged for a corner, and yet it looks as though a goal kick has been given. The referee has had a word with Craig Bellamy and Kieran Richardson. Mark Hughes can't believe it. Dear me, there have been a couple of odd ones in this match, haven't there? Ferdinand in possession for United though, on halfway, just a chip ball forward towards Van Nistelrooy. Important header to win by Lucas Neal. Giggs was free left hand side. Neal picks up, and then he's actually played it against Brett Emerton, and it's out for a United throw, taken quickly by Smith. Back with Richardson. Emerton forces him square to Ferdinand. Savage comes out to meet the United defender. Rio Ferdinand playing more like a right winger at the moment than a centre-back. Infield it goes towards Ronaldo. He's got space, tries a shot inside the area. It's blocked by the first Rovers shirt. Maqueno should clear for Rovers. Looks right outside for Emerton, puts him under a bit of pressure. And can he keep the ball in? Just about does. Forward it goes towards Bellamy. Takes a touch. He might be able to get round Silvestre. Pedersen is back post if he can spot him. Reed's also in the area. Forward towards Pedersen. Ferdinand puts it high in the air. Bardsley should head away. Gray will give chase for Rovers. Scholes, though, has picked up. He's under pressure, having to go back towards his own goal. Gray intercepts, finds Pedersen in the area! And it's 2-1 to Rovers with just 10 minutes remaining. Comical defending from Manchester United. Clinical finishing from Rovers. And it's 2 for Morten Pedersen, 2 for Rovers. Manchester United 1, Rovers 2.
Well, a great work there from Michael Gray. A never say die attitude. That ball was lost to all intents and purposes, but Michael Gray decided to press, and the ball, when it came to Morten Gams Pedersen, took what to me was possibly the most difficult option. He went high, he went near post, and he went to the back of the net to give Rovers a 2-1 lead.
Well, that's the danger you have on the break. Mustn't underestimate the role Michael Gray has played in that, though. First of all, he robs the ball from Paul Scholes. He then has the thought to square it towards Pedersen. Left-hand side, and from an acute angle, he has rifled that into the top corner of the goal. And Rovers' famous victory back on the cards. Less than 10 minutes remaining. And Morten Gams Pedersen, 1 this season before today, 2 this afternoon, has given Rovers the lead for the second time in this match. Still defending to do. Ronaldo goes to ground far too easily. Bellamy challenges with Silvestre. Emerton picks up for Rovers, tries to run away. He's fouled by Alan Smith. It should be a Rovers free kick. Reed takes over though and finds Pedersen on a hat-trick at Old Trafford. Goes in field, still going. Bellamy's made a good run forward. It's left-hand side towards Emerton. Flick forward. Silvestre heads away. Reed picks up for Rovers. At the moment, Rovers look the more confident of the two sides. That goal has done wonders for confidence. Neal will look to play it forward. Emerton trying to get him behind Bardsley. He puts it high in the air. Smith will head away. Savage tries to get there. Has it taken away from him by Ronaldo. Has room to run into. He looks right on side towards Rooney. Gray will give chase. Has defending to do. Gets a touch on the ball. And it's behind for a Manchester United corner.
Well, Michael Gray certainly has acquitted himself well this afternoon. Manchester lad Michael Gray now lives about 4 or 5 miles away from the ground here.
The corner comes in from Rooney to the back post. Silvestre rises. It's taken a touch off, I think, Ryan Nelson, who was marking him, and it's behind for a Manchester United. Another corner.
Well, I don't think that was a corner. That was a United player who headed that.
Short one to Ryan Giggs, faced by Reid on his right foot, tries to cross, blocked by Stephen Reid. Giggs has another chance to get the ball in. Has Scholes available, left-hand side of the area, might fancy a shot, it's just chipped in towards Van Nistelrooy. Friedel gets a punch, Rooney will strike, it's wide of goal, and it will be a Rovers goal kick, but the immediate concern is for two players. I think Zurab's in the walls again, both him and Ruud van Nistelrooy go to ground. Looks like it might well be a clash of heads. I think United are half appealing for a penalty in there as well.
As they would.
Well, the Rovers defender still down. Manchester United attacker back up on his feet.
But what about that Morten Gams Pedersen goal though? Michael Gray winning the ball, winning it back again, and then Morten Gams Pedersen from the most acute of angles. Stunning goal.
It's a great finish. It really is. And Mark Hughes will be absolutely thrilled with Rovers' performance. No one gave us a hope coming into this match. We got a point here last season, but the odds weren't good. Rovers third bottom in the Premiership. Manchester United third top. Rovers only a couple of goals so far this season. They came in the Premiership, that is. They came in that game against Fulham. Of course, they scored one the week before at West Ham as well, but it just looked the most unlikely for us. Everything said that Rovers didn't have a chance, and yet a thoroughly professional performance. Add to that an awful lot of guile, an awful lot of endeavour, and a couple of wonderful goals, and that's why Rovers lead with 5 minutes left at Old Trafford. Ferdinand wins the header above Pedersen. Pedersen wanted a free kick as the two men challenged for a second time. Smith too strong for the Norwegian. Ronaldo on halfway, a long ball forward. You think Rovers will settle for them? Again, we're waiting for Zurab to come back on. McQuainer too strong for Van Nistelrooy, and it's through with Brad Friedel, who wants to throw the ball out. He's not done too much kicking in this second half, hasn't Brad Friedel? Especially not from hand. Gray, who played a key role in the second Rovers goal, plays it forward. Savage helps it on. Bellamy will give chase. They want Van der Sar to come out of goal. He'd only conceded one in the Premiership before today. Edwin van der Sar, two this afternoon. The Rovers beating the Dutchman twice. Silvestre goes infield. Giggs. Neil will get there just ahead of Kieran Richardson. It's long upfield, so long in fact it goes behind for a Manchester United goal kick. We're just willing the seconds down, aren't we? This will be a famous victory for Rovers, and you know, this must be one of, if not Mark Hughes' greatest results, if we can hold on ever as a manager. Include Wales in that as well. What a performance though.
Well, you can bet your bottom dollar there'll be 6 minutes of injury time or added time, whatever you want to call it. 4:47. I remember when matches used to finish at 22.
I wish this one had done with Rovers leading by 2-1. It's going to be a very nervous last few moments. A diagonal ball from Silvestre towards Smith. Nice head down. Pedersen will get there ahead of Bardsley. He's caught, and Pedersen not impressed with a challenge at all from the United defender. It will be a Rovers free kick, and the referee having a word with Phil Bardsley. You wonder whether he's going to get a yellow card here. The referee decides in the end not to. I think Morten Pedersen quite right there to have words with the United fullback. The chant for the Morten Pedersen, more commonly known around Old Trafford, because it's the same one used by their fans for Ruud van Nistelrooy, but it's the Norwegian's name being sung in great praise at the moment, just from 1,000 or so fans away to our right-hand side. Bardsley clears upfield. Gray gets a header on the ball. It's out of play. The Rovers fans want Mark Hughes to give them a wave. The thumb goes up to great cheers from the following faithful. Rovers, of course, looking for their first away victory of the season. What a place it will be to get it as well.
When we talk about this victory, there's a long time to go, and you can bet your bottom dollar this injury time will run on and on as Manchester United attack again.
Rooney tries to come inside the area. He went for a trick on Kizanishvili, who's looking very, very tired. What a performance yet again from the Georgian. He's won the ball back though. Forward it goes towards Emerton. Silvestre too strong for him, and Scholes picks up. The man who was robbed of possession just outside his own penalty area for Rovers' second goal. Smith deep in his own half. Back with Rio Ferdinand. Reid takes it off him. That looked like a Rovers free kick. I can't believe the decision's not been given. United can come away with the ball. Pedersen trying to get goal side of Bardsley. Pedersen strong enough to hold him off, and it's out for a Rovers throw. Well, this will be a game that he never forgets, Morten Pedersen. Probably no matter what the result. It's not too often you score 2 goals at Old Trafford. Bellamy comes short to get the ball for Rovers. Pedersen just about keeps it in. Bellamy blocks the forward ball from Bardsley. United struggling to get out of their own half and really put pressure on Rovers at the moment. Bardsley under pressure, totally missed kicks. Great play from Robbie Savage. He's seen the youngsters having a bit of a shaky time and gone in for the kill, and I think he's probably seen those flowing blonde locks coming towards him and just thought, uh-oh, and sliced the ball out of play for a Rovers throw. And all these seconds that are being wasted for the free kicks, the throw-ins, play right into Rovers' hands. McQuainer heads forward. It might run all the way through to Van der Sar. It does. The big Dutchman being told to launch another attack for Manchester United. 30 seconds of normal time left. Chipped up towards the edge of the penalty area. McQuainer wins the first header. Falls for Giggs. Far side. Whipped in. Rooney with the header. Great chance. He's put it wide.
Well, Brad Friedel, watch that one there. Every inch of the way. Not only every inch of the way, but every part of every inch of the way.
I think United have...
And the official is now just changing the amount of time to be added on here. I can't understand this. It's almost like a bidding war here. This is the eBay of the fourth official.
Well, United's assistant manager, Carlos Queiroz, just having words. There'll be 4 minutes of added time at the end of this match. There have been a couple of injuries, though. Zurab's been down a couple of times. Morton's had treatment. Another loose pass as it's chipped over the top towards Bellamy. Richardson gets ahead on that one. Van der Sar outside his penalty areas, taking control of the long balls forward. Smashed upfield towards Giggs. Neil wins that header in the air, an important header. Emerton back, helping his colleague, and he plays it against Ryan Giggs. It's out for a Rovers throw. Well, they're leaving in the droves from Old Trafford now, aren't they? The Rovers fans all stood up, praying that the final whistle comes soon. They've got a fair way to go, over 3 minutes remaining. But we're on the verge of the first victory at Old Trafford for 43 years. The first time in the Premiership. Emerton slides in, doesn't make any contact. Giggs forward towards Van Nistelrooy. Rooney goes forward. Oh, he goes to ground. That's a clear dive. He appeals that he's been fouled. The ball's through with Brad Friedel. That should be a yellow card. He's gone down desperately looking for a decision. Deary me, referee. That's about as clear a dive as you're going to see. And how on earth has he not managed to book the United player? It should have been a free kick to Rovers, and a booking at the opposite end. We have got a decision for a foul on Craig Bellamy. Taken quickly. Bellamy, right-hand side. Reid makes a good run. Trip towards Pedersen, back post. Takes the touch. Chance for the hat-trick. Scuffs his shot. Reid trying to get inside the penalty area, being held off by Alan Smith. And eventually Van der Sar will collect and clear for United. Giggs trying to turn away from Lucas Neal. He's got the fresher legs. Forward it goes. Good header by Kizanishvili. Pedersen will just head it over Scholes. Reid will pick up for Rovers. Turns away from the former England midfielder. Savage under a bit of pressure from Ronaldo. Goes back to Kizanishvili. He looks left towards Michael Gray. Pass isn't the best, and it's out for a United throw. 2 minutes of added time are gone. 2 remaining. Rovers lead by 2-1. Van der Sar again almost on halfway, looking to pump the ball forward. Chipped upfield. Ferdinand's a makeshift striker now. Down to Ronaldo, edge of the penalty area. Scholes tries to get there, cut out by Emerton. Reid looks for Pedersen. Gray has a chance to clear upfield. It's back though with the Norwegian, and he smashes it long. Says to Bellamy, chase that one. He will do. Van der Sar outside his penalty area. He's going to try and let this run behind for a goal kick. He does. But again, more precious seconds wasted for Rovers. Takes the goal kick short. Bellamy gives chase. Richardson again with another punt upfield. Nelson wins the header for Rovers. Pedersen will rise with Bardsley. Bardsley wins that one. Nelson high in the air, up towards halfway. Smith will try and take down. Followed all the way by Savage. Savage forces Silvestre to take a touch. 60 seconds remaining. Again it goes long upfield. McQuainer heads away to this near side. Ronaldo will keep the ball in. Faced by Gray. Cross right-footed. Ferdinand rises with the header. Great touch by Kizanishvili. Giggs blazes over the crossbar. And that might well be Manchester United's last chance gone.
There are moments when you're a football supporter that you feel that every prediction is going against the way people have spoken. Blackburn Rovers have come here third from bottom in the Premiership, and Manchester United third from top. And now the seconds tick away. 43 years we've waited for a victory. Now it's 43 seconds.
Friedel kicks long upfield, looking for Emerton, who's beaten in the air. Neil takes the touchdown. He's just needs to try and keep possession. Oh, he's done very well there. Just look for the corner and said to Emerton, chase onto that one. Emerton has willingly done so. Silvestre nearly at his own corner flag. Bellamy will get there for Rovers. Possession is with the away side. The lead is with the away side. Bellamy and Reid playing a bit of keep ball on the far side. The slide comes in from Giggs. The ball is out for a Rovers throw. There won't be time to take it. The final whistle goes. Brad Friedel punches the air in delight. The Rovers players salute the fans. A famous victory at Old Trafford. 43 years we've waited for this moment. 2 goals from Morten Gamst Pedersen. The first in the 32nd minute, direct from a free kick. The winner with just 10 minutes remaining, smashing the ball into the roof of Van der Sar's goal. In between, Ruud van Nistelrooy had equalised for Manchester United. But it's a famous afternoon for Rovers. They've won at Old Trafford for the first time in the Premiership. It's finished Manchester United 1, Blackburn Rovers 2.